Okay, so spent a few hours down here today working on some miscellaneous bits. Went ahead and got the truss rod installed on here. You'll notice there's not a filler strip that runs over the top here. That ended up being the issue, is that the truss rod that I have is about ½ an inch deep at its deepest portion. The problem with that being is that this is slightly less than 3/4 of an inch deep, which means that even with the truss rod set down ½ an inch, I've only got 1/4 of an inch in the back. To set it any deeper so that I could do a filler piece in here would basically put me in danger of having the back of the neck rip out. So first time I've used this particular truss rod, and in this case I'm just going to be using a flat piece below the fingerboard to give it a little bit of reinforcement so that when you tighten or loosen the truss rod you're not popping the fingerboard off. The other thing I did was we went ahead and installed the headpiece veneer here. It's not quite a veneer, it's about a 1/16 of an inch thick piece of Madagascar rosewood. And if you look really closely here, you'll see that there's a slight taper on this end of the veneer as opposed to this end. That will allow it so that when I have the nut sitting up here, it will compensate for the 15-degree slope on the top of the head. So it's a 105-degree taper there, so that we end up with a right angle where the nut will sit. The other big thing I've been doing, almost forgot, cut out the tenon for the Morrison tenon joint. So the heel block originally ran all the way out to here. Basically cut a vertical slat 15/16 of an inch tall, put about a 5-degree slope on the end so that we have a nice tight sandwich. Here there's a little bit of a slope, so that'll hug into the body real nice. And basically just trim that the rest of the way out. So the head is largely done. I still need to finish the head piece, carve out the heel into the nice crescent shape here, and then work on slimming that down. That'll probably be a project for later on. The other big thing I've been doing is book matching, or planing down and joining the back, sides, and front. So here, the inside, the way I've been doing this is setting up a joining table here. So basically these two bits of wood will be lined up. I've been using a extra piece of wood to hold them down here, and then basically I've been taking the planer here and sliding it across the edge. Once we have a fairly square edge, that allows us to true out both of the sides. If there's any sort of canter on it, when we flip the two sides over, they'll line up nicely, as illustrated cleanly here. Trying to plane two different sides, even if they're very flush, you're still going to end up with some variation there. If you're planing them together in any variation, they will interlock nicely. And another diagram of basically what we're doing here. Did that for the top, which is sitting over here, because I haven't got the joining board out yet. Same sort of thing for the sides already. And just finished up with the back. These are all roughly planed down to about a little over 1/8 of an inch each, which is about the final thickness we want. We'll be doing a little bit of planing once we have the actual shape all finalized. But that's pretty much it for today. Most of the day has gone by already pretty quickly.